Hi, Brian. I'm Amy. I don't think we've really had a chance to interact in our class yet, but I just got done watching your video, and I like that you chose to talk about how to make classrooms more inclusive. And you talked about the multiple intelligence theory, which is amazing because you are able, if you use that model, you should be able to find something in there that will reach your students. So, it is hard if you stand up in front of the classroom and you teach a lesson the exact same way to all the students. You're going to miss out. The students are going to miss out. So we need to learn our students' learning styles. And some of our students are visual learners and hands-on learners. Some like to go outside, some like to work in groups, and some totally just would rather be solo. So once we understand the way our students learn, then we can set up our classroom and set up our lessons to support them all. And one way you had mentioned a barrier would be, we wouldn't be able to teach all of the different ways, but if you have a co-teacher, you could definitely split up the lesson that way. I was always really against co-teaching, but when it comes to something like this and you say, let's try to use this model, having a co-teacher, one might be able to do just the lecture. Somebody else, another teacher could be at a table doing hands-on learning. I thought too, could you set up your classroom into stations? And if you have enough para-educator support, you could have a hands-on station learning the material, a lecture, or even it could be a lecture through an audiobook. You could have a couple students outside doing the nature, and then you could have some group and you can have some solo. So this is a really interesting topic, and I would love to hear what your thoughts would be, whether you think that having stations in the classroom or co-teaching, how you think that would work. You had talked about one way that students like to learn is using their body. And you said, you have a phonics stance. I pop into a classroom and I watch two kindergartners. And one of the things I see them do is clap to the syllables. And the teacher in that room had asked one of the boys, what letter does this name start with? Well, he knew that the name was Natalie, and he went. So without even being prompted, he knew that the name was Natalie. He clapped 3 times for it, which I thought was pretty cool. So because she allows that clapping, he's able to know that name, that it has 3 syllables. So it was pretty cool. So, we have to remember allowing these children to get up and move for learning is huge. Singing songs to math concepts is huge. I really just think I'm glad you brought up the multiple intelligence theories, because that's something I do want to kind of have at my fingertips, because sometimes these kids just don't want to hear me talk. So if I can find other ways to get the lesson out to them, I sure will. But again, thank you for your post. And I really would be interested to see what you thought about having like stations in the classroom that could set up, the students to learn the same content differently. Well, good luck. Thank you for allowing me to respond, and maybe I'll see you in another class. Bye, Brian.